Hey everybody, Rich from Elk Endeavors here. Hey, today I wanted to talk about Brian Tracy's fourth personal power principle, which is common sense. Now, common sense is something that we sort of believe that we all have, and ultimately we do, but it's a really important thing to know how to use your common sense to make sure that you're working to the best of your ability. When you think about all the different things that he's talked about thus far: clarity, concentration, and competence, right? It's sort of common sense that those things would be important. And so I was kind of wondering, like, which one would I put this before everything or after everything? But ultimately common sense is what you know you need to do, right? And so when I think about common sense, like, one of the things that I've been thinking about lately is the value I place in my hours for my business, because like I was talking about yesterday, I only have about 2.5 to 3 hours a day if I really push, and lose a little sleep, and things like that. So what I have to think about is, like, what common sense tells me is the best use of my time, and making sure that I'm using it in such a way. So part of me, and Brian Tracy talks about, that many people do what's easy and fun rather than what's hard and necessary, to get things done. And I don't want to get caught up in that. Like, I want to do the hard and necessary stuff now, so I don't have to worry about it in the future. It'll all be done. So getting down to, like one of the things that I have struggled with, admittedly, is my website, and trying to make sure my website is up and running and ready to go. And it's not, and I continue to put it off. And there's one day, I think about 2 weeks ago, where I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do it. I'm going through the I'm going through the program, the E-Stage program from 4%. I'm going to knock this out. I had it about halfway done, and I stopped, and I just want to get it done so that I don't have to worry about it anymore. And I did. Like, I sat down and I started on through it, and I got to halfway through the second module that I hadn't completed already. I already completed like 10 out of the 20 modules, but I got to like module number 12. And I was doing it step by step. So he'd say, like, Nigel would say something, and then I would do it. And Nigel would say something, and then I would do it. And then he got to something where he told me to do something, and I went to implement it, and it's something screwed up. Like, something got messed up in my on my website. So I tried to figure it out, and I couldn't, and then I ran out of time. And so ever since then, like, I've been putting it off, quite honestly. And so I haven't gotten back to it. So I've been posting on my website, I've been doing my blog posts and stuff on my website, but I haven't gotten back to, like, actually completing the website. So that's something I need to do. But common sense tells me that that's what I need to do, but it's that fight against common sense that you're sort of always making. And so that's one way to think of common sense. Another way is to think of, when it all boils, like, if you're trying, like, I think sometimes we try so hard to figure out, like, what's important, or what we think people are going to like, or how we think people are going to relate to us, or how we think people are going to buy from us. And when you think about common sense, it's not a matter, if you go back to sort of brass tacks, it's not a matter of, like, how I get people to buy from me. It's really about, like, making sure that I'm providing the value that people need, and then have them, like, once I'm contributing to the marketplace, and once I'm contributing value to people's lives, then they'll invest in themselves and want to do that for themselves and for others. So it's not a matter of, like, trying to get people to buy things from me. It's a matter of trying to get people to get to know me, so that they will then sort of believe in me, and thus invest in themselves through the products that I'm promoting, because I believe in them so much, and I'm able to portray that through my videos and my blogs and things like that. And so I think if we keep going back to, like, right now I'm trying to figure out, like, okay, so who, like, if I had to just sit down and say, all right, these are the only people that I'm going to promote this product to, what would I do? And one of the things that I've been thinking about is, I've really put a lot of thought into this, and I have YouTube, some YouTube and blog posts and Instagram posts and things like that. But, like, I've really been looking at Uber drivers. That's part of my origin story. It's part of my attractive character that I've tried to develop, because I drove for Uber, and I really believe that people need to stop driving for Uber. I think it certainly provides a good service, and I certainly I've honestly never used it, but I know my wife has. I just have never had cause to use it, but I certainly would. Like I would never like order a taxi or call for a taxi. I'd call for an Uber. But my point is that someone who's out trying to make money at 2 o'clock on a Friday night, driving for Uber can make way more money and have a much less limited business, like a completely unlimited business, with probably the same amount of money. So if they worked for Uber for a month, and they took all their earnings from Uber, they could start their entire business, with that money, with an affiliate marketing business, and then they're not out of the house. They're maybe Uber isn't their side job anymore, and maybe affiliate marketing isn't their side job. But it's like sort of common sense. Like, okay, who needs this product? Who is ultimately going to benefit most from an affiliate marketing business, and so that's what I've been really trying to figure out. And common sense tells me that like this is the people, these are the people that can benefit most from the product. And then finally, just thinking about like what you're doing with your life, right? How you work with your children, and how you work with your spouse, and how you work with work, right? It's not all a matter of common sense, but it's a matter of like making sure you think through what you're doing, and go back to basics, and think about like if it's something that you would want. Like the golden rule, like if you would want to be treated this way, then do it, because if you're doing doing things the same way you would want to have done to you, then you're in a good place. If you're not, then you're not. Common sense, right? And that's something that I think is really important, because I think people get away from the common sense factor, and they try to complicate things, and ultimately it just gets messy, and we don't want that. We want to make simplify. One of the things that 4% talks about is just simplifying everything. Everything can be simplified down to the simplest. I don't know how to say that. It's just sort of like everything needs to be just simplified. So if I think about like how today's going to be, like today's Sunday, and I have a lot of stuff to get done. So I'm doing this now, and I'm gonna finish up my work for my affiliate business, and I'm gonna take care of that, like the basic work that I need to get done. I'm gonna go take care of what I need to do with my family, and then I might come back to my affiliate work later. But like this is all gonna get done, and it goes back to the concentration. Like right now, I'm down in my basement, I'm in my office, and I'm working. And I'm going to continue working until I'm done working, and then I can go up and feel good about the work that I did here. This is my laptop. The work that I did here, so that the rest of the day I don't have to worry about it, and I can sort of just kind of lean back and lean into my family and lean into the other things that I need to get taken care of before I go back to work tomorrow. Back to work. It's only been a weekend, but like before I switch gears from weekend to work. So I hope that helps. I hope that I don't think people really need to understand common sense, but I think when it comes to affiliate marketing and really business, it's just you have to, like all the stuff that I've been talking about, you have to kind of come back and think through these things more cognitively, to make sure that you actually are thinking, like, what does common sense actually mean? We say it all the time, but like, what does that actually mean? And so that has been my goal for today and for today's talk. So I appreciate you watching me. Please, if you like what I'm doing, please subscribe. Follow me when you can't follow me, and I can send you announcements will be sent that I've put up videos. Drop me a comment if there's something that you want me to cover. Please let me know, and I'd be happy to do that. It'd be great. And yeah, I look forward to talking to you again tomorrow. Have a great day.